Hi there. I'm trying to give a recap of winning of Effexor. I had explained in the previous video while I was getting why I was getting on Effexor and why I'm getting off Effexor, and um, now I am completely free of Effexor, so I can give a report on how the withdrawal went. I did a taper over 3 weeks, going down from 150 milligram to zero. Every week I would drop the dose by a little bit. So I arrived at zero on week 4. This was all according to my doctor's instructions. And I had a lot of side effects and withdrawal symptoms getting off Effexor. So I basically had 4 different stages of withdrawal. The first week was easy, I have to say. I was feeling quite normal. I could function normally. I just had my regular Effexor side effects that I had before, but I was functional. I was just a little bit spaced out. And for week 2 and 3, um, I had similar symptoms. Week 2, I was starting to get spaced out even more as the dose went down, and also very nauseous. And the same for week 3, except more intense, so that I was also vomiting at times because of the nausea. And I had a rough time being functional during the day because the spaced outness and the vomiting does make you feel like you're having the worst flu. So you have to expect maybe to take some sick days sometimes, or take time off from whatever you're doing, because you're going. I can't say you're going to, but I for sure was looking and feeling like I was having the flu. Week 4, which was just the last week, just last week, I took my last Effexor pill 6 days ago, was by far the worst week of all of them. I dropped to zero, and immediately on the first day, I started to get brain shocks or brain zaps. If you're not familiar with them, brain zaps are a common sensation people get when they're withdrawing from an SNRI or SSRI, or sometimes people also get them when they're on the medication. Um, it's like a shock-like sensation, as if you're touching an electric fence, for example. And as when I was lying down, I was mostly fine. But as soon as I would get up in the morning and I was in a vertical position, I would get like shocks down from my brain into my legs and arms or down my spine, and I could even hear a little buzzing in my ears every time it came. So every few minutes I would get like 2 or 3 of them. And I was also shivering a lot without being cold, and the brain zaps really are physically tiring to your body, because you're constantly twitching and feeling shocked. So it drains you, like mentally and physically. And there was one. It makes you also look a little bit like a crazy person because you're twitching all the time. So probably if you get brain zaps, you should be a little less social unless your friends and family know what's going on with you, because it's hard for people to watch, for close relatives and friends, when you're feeling bad like this. And also, you're not going to enjoy yourself probably while experiencing brain zaps. Now that I'm almost a week of Effexor, the brain zaps are not less frequent, but sometimes I can't hear them in my ears anymore. So I'm assuming within the next week or 2 weeks, maybe I'm free of them too. And then I can start talking to my doctor about some other treatment that might be better for me than Effexor. I have to say, if you have side effects on Effexor while taking it, you can expect to leave those side effects behind very quickly because Effexor has such a short half-life. So I was experiencing night sweats, night terrors, and very vivid dreams in general, which made my sleep not restful at all. So this disappeared within 2 days or so after I was completely off Effexor. So I hadn't slept well in like half a year, but now I just had a couple of nights where I just slept 6 hours or so uninterrupted, and that really just gives you life back. Like, having a good night's sleep can solve so many problems. So I guess my takeaway is, if you're having a bad time tolerating a drug, especially an antidepressant, talk to your doctor and really figure out if it's worth it. If the pros outweigh the cons, if you can live with the side effects, or if you have none, then that's very good. But if your cons are definitely stronger than the pros, and you're not tolerating the drug well, talk to your doctor and get ready to change medications. You do not have to endure the side effects, even if the withdrawal might sound scary. I, for one, I'm sure that I'm glad to be off Effexor because I wasn't tolerating it well and it wasn't helping me very well. So I'm ready for a couple of weeks of rest to recover from the withdrawal, and then I'm ready to try some different therapeutic approaches. So that's all from me about Effexor withdrawal, and if you have questions, you can leave a comment below.